Okay, people, now this is my last section on the horror, believe it or not. So I'm just going to get straight into it. We're on T now. This is Tucker and Dell versus Evil. Comedy one, but it's got some good gore in this. And I do enjoy that one. I've heard I could be doing a sequel, so that's interesting. I will watch it. I do enjoy that one. Now, coming on to some there, a few probably people ain't gonna like. I didn't mind them when they first came out. I've seen them so many times now. This is the Twilight movies. So you either like these or you don't. I didn't mind them. That's the first one. We move on to the second one. New Moon. Probably not so good, that one, if I remember rightly. Then we move on to the next one, Eclipse, which I think was probably better than the last one. Hang on, did I miss one out then? No, I didn't. I thought I'd missed one out. Next one, Breaking Dawn. It's not so good light in here today. The sun's out and it seems to be cloudy every couple of minutes. Second one, Part 2. I think they just made them both together actually and just split them up. But I didn't mind that particular series. I know they get slated. People don't like two of the people in it. Next is Tremors, an old one, 80s. I remember seeing that on the big screen when it first came out. That's the UK one. A lot of these are UK ones on this section, to be honest. That's a UK one called The Tripper. To be honest with you, I don't really remember that one very well. I think it's some guy who's like, looks like one of the US presidents who's doing some killing. Next is a good slasher, Urban Legends. I recently watched these two again, and my son watched them as well. This is one of those weird, very thin boxes, the glass ones, just opens out in the discs inside. I have to sorry about the glare today. That's just how it is today in the cupboard. Next is Urban Legends 2, Final Cut. Didn't mind that one either. Actually, this is a US one actually. Yeah, that is the US one. And there is an Urban Legends 3, I think. I don't know. Somebody said there was. I haven't seen it around, but I've only got the first two, if there is a third one. Then Underworld. I was never a massive fan of the Underworld. I like the lead lady in it, but I was never a massive fan. I don't know if I've missed a few of these out as well. This is Underworld Evolution. I don't actually know if that is the second one or the third one, to be honest. I'm not really up on them. And I've got another one, which is Underworld Awakening. I can't remember them very well. So I probably am missing a few Underworlds. Definitely. Next is Unborn. I have no idea what that is. I did buy it, but I can't even remember it. I've got like a 3D sort of cover on there, but certainly nothing great. Next is The Uncanny, Peter Cushing. One about the cats. Me and my son recently watched that one. We quite enjoyed it actually. It's quite funny about the cats. Next is Valentine, slasher one. This is the US one. Snapper case, as you can see. I think one of the big labels have just released this one now, or they're going to on Blu Ray. I don't know if it was Shout Factory maybe or something like that, but I know I've seen something on it being released on Blue. Well, the sun's coming out now, getting a bit brighter. Next is Vamp, 25th anniversary Arrow DVD release. I know it's blue, they got a blue of this, but I never upgraded it. I wasn't a massive fan. I like these ones though, because you get all the different covers. and a poster and all that in it, so it's good enough for me. It's not a movie I'd worry about upgrading. Next is another Hammer one, Vampire Lovers. Peter Cushing in that, and Ingrid Pitt, Madeline, I forget her name now. Just completely forgot her name. But I do like Vampire Lovers. Next up, John Carpenter's Vampires, which is okay. I remember seeing that on the big screen when that came out. Probably 90s, I would imagine. I think this has had a blue release as well recently, if I remember rightly. Next, onto the V's is Van Helsing, which is okay. I'm not a massive fan of that one. Stuck it and got it cheap. Next is Oditco one, Vault of Horror, which got the little short tales in there, probably 4 or 5 sort of little small movies all in one. I like those type of ones. There's quite a few of them around. Next is Venom, which is Oliver Reed and Susan George. This is the US one. Quite a cool cover there, look. See these snake's eyes there. An old one, but I don't mind that one. This is on the Blue Underground label. Picked that up cheap actually. Second hand one I got from on Amazon, but I got it really cheap. What Lies Beneath. Harrison Ford one's like a supernatural one. US DVD for that one. And next is When a Stranger Calls. Recently watched this one with my son actually, because he likes these sort of ones. We've been going through quite a lot of horrors. It's not too bad, the babysitter one. And the guy's actually upstairs in the house. Next is an oldie, Q the Winged Serpent, about the big dragon prehistoric bird. This is like the Anchor Bay release. Slip cover. I didn't mind that one. I mean, the effect, don't expect very good on the effects, mind, because he's not, but it's okay. Fun movie. Next is another Hammer one, The Witches. Can't remember The Witches very much. It's not one of the Hammer ones that stands out, but I bought it because I do have most of the Hammer ones. Next is Witchfinder General, Vincent Price. I do like that one. It's very similar to like Mark of the Devil, which is obviously Mark of the Devil is a hell of a lot more gorier than this one. But this one has got the footage put back in. It's been restored. I could do with a better condition one actually. I bought that second hand and it's not that great condition, the cover. And I don't like crappy covers. Next is Wolfman, extended version. Yeah, not bad. It's pretty good transformation scene on the werewolf as well in this one. That's the UK one. Next is Wolf Creek. Most people know that one. That guy in the outback killing like the tourists and that what go to the house. That's Wolf Creek, which is the UK DVD. Then so many years later they released Wolf Creek 2, basically exactly the same. The guy picking up hitchhikers or whatever and taking them back and like killing them. This is the UK blue for Wolf Creek 2. And then got World War Z, which is the Brad Pitt zombie one. That's the UK blue with that. It's supposed to be doing a second one as well. They've been talking about it for ages, and I'm pretty sure they are supposed to be definitely doing it. So that'd be interesting. On to a bit of a series here, The Wrong Turns. The first one, Wrong Turn. I've recently watched all these actually. My son wanted to watch them. That's the US Wrong Turn, which I like. I do quite rate that one. Second one's good as well. Wrong Turn 2 Dead End, which was good. Extreme edition. That's the UK DVD this time. Next is Wrong Turn 3, which is Left 4 Dead. Not a massive fan of this one. It's more of a sort of a prison escape movie than anything else. But I've seen worse. The next one was a lot better. Certainly a lot better than the third one. This is the US unrated one. So that's Wrong Turn 4, Bloody Beginnings. Like I said, I recently watched all these again. But that's Wrong Turn 4, which I thought was pretty good. Some good gore in that one, actually. Then you got Wrong Turn 5, which is not so good. I can't remember. I just about to think about what it was like, but I can't remember now, to be honest. Mine's gone blank. But it's not as good as 4, that's for sure. And the last one, Wrong Turn 6, which is Last Resort. Sorry. It's not too bad. Only thing is, this is weird because this came out in the UK and it got pulled off the shelves straight away. I was lucky to pick one up. I seen it in Asda and I picked it up, and then not so long after it got took off the shelves and it's never seen the light of day again. Something to do with they used a picture in the movie and they shouldn't have used it. Like there was supposed to have been like a billboard with missing persons on there, and it happened to be a real missing person according to that's what I heard. Next up is You're Next, like a home invasion movie. This is the UK Blue for that one. Only seen it once, if I remember rightly. It's pretty good. So that's You're Next. And next up is the Arrow release of the Zero Boys. Arrow Blue. This is the UK Blue. Not bad actually. I don't mind Zero Boys. Same guy who did Island of Death. That's not bad. Pretty good quality as well, considering it's like an 80s one. Next up is got an oldie one from the 70s. Zoltan, Hound of Dracula, about the devil dogs. That's not too bad. I think there's been an updated version of this, if I remember rightly, as well. But I quite like that one. I always used to remember that when I was a kid watching that, when it used to be on TV. Next up is Zombievers. This is the UK Blue. Quite a fun movie, actually. Sure as hell ain't, don't class it as a horror. Like those rabid beavers attacking everybody. But it's quite a fun movie. That's the UK Blue for that one. Next up is the US release of Zombie Flesh Eaters, which is just Zombie in the States. Obviously I've got the Blu-ray of this, so I just put this one away in the cupboard. It's on the old Anchor Bay label. But a great movie, Zombie Flesh Eaters, always has been. I kept this one, just nostalgia I think, and it's a great cover on this one. But a big fan of Flesh Eaters, so ain't much point in selling it. I'll just keep the old DVD. And then you've got Zombieland, which is good, fun zombie movie. Quite rate that one. Some good gore in it, and more fun than anything else. And then you got the second one, which recently came out a few months back. You got Zombieland 2 Double Tap. Same guys in it, except a little bit older now. That's the UK Blue for that one. Seen that at the cinema, same as the first one. And recently watched it because my son liked the first one, so he sat and watched it on the Blu-ray of this one. And next, the last one on Z is Zombie Strippers. I don't remember it very well. I've seen it, but I don't remember it. Probably more comic than anything else. Some strippers will get infected and obviously turn into zombies. But that's Zombie Strippers. And that is my last one on the A to Z of I need to get up a minute because I'm on my knees here. I think I did show most of these, what was in here. I don't know if I sort of knocked something off that. I think I showed you this one before. This is the tin edition of Letting Sleeping Corpses Lie. I can't remember if I showed you that. If I did, I'll put that down there a minute, so I've got another one to show you as well. Because when I did the H, I didn't have Halloween 5 out because it was a tin edition. So there's my Halloween 5. I did say I would get to it eventually. That's the tin edition of 5. Obviously I can't have that with the Halloweens there. It's going to look a bit dumb because it's so big it doesn't even fit on the shelf, look. But that's my tin edition for Halloween 5. I was going to start collecting the tins, but I'm quite glad I didn't, be honest. They are quite awkward to show. So I'm quite glad I didn't actually show them. Start collecting. They did release quite a few actually. I can't remember what other ones they did, but they did quite a few. But that is the end of this particular section. I started with my ones in the front room and gone through like the 39 list and more obscure ones, and I came into the cabinet and did all these, and I've finally come to the end of these now, and I think I've showed you most of the box sets. I do have other movies. I've still got hundreds of other movies, so I'm going to start doing other movies as well. Like I said, I'm not just a fan of horror, I'm not just a fan of Bruce, I'm a fan of movies full stop. So I'm going to do other movies as well. I'm going to get onto them and start doing other kinds of genres. So thanks for watching on these, and feel free to comment below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and I will start another movie section probably next week. So thanks for watching, guys.